Welcome back. Now, the public relies on organizations like the Independent Police Investigative Directorate to help hold police accountable. But who watches the watchdogs? An expose has revealed that Ipid may have closed cases prematurely to decrease their workload and inflate performance statistics. Well, Parliament now wants to review the Ipid's annual reports from 2012. Viewfinder journalist Daniel Knutze joins us now from our Cape Town studios to talk to us more about the expose that he wrote. Daniel, thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about the key finds of what your story was based on.
Well, my story was based on whistleblower allegations inside the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, which you rightly point out is the police ombudsman in South Africa. They investigate criminality in the police. Whistleblower reports dating back to 2012, site visit reports to KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng and Northern Cape in 2014, and then a deluge of reports in 2016 underpin the allegation that the Independent Police Investigative Directorate, Ipid, has been completing investigations prematurely in a bid to inflate performance statistics, which are contained in annual reports and then tabled before Parliament once a year.
And we know that the Ipid has actually responded, I think in particular to your article. What have they been saying?
Well, the Ipid's position has been fairly inconsistent over the last couple of weeks. I originally interviewed Ipid Head of Investigations, Mr. Matthew Sissoko. He conceded that in 2015-16, Ipid management was not convinced that the statistics were true reflection of the performance. He was on suspension, as well as former Ipid boss Robert McBride at the time. Ipid then came out and said management was not in agreement that the statistics were inflated in that year, and Ipid has recently come out with a statement saying that, yes, indeed, it has taken action against Gauteng officials specifically for the 2015-16 allegations, and it's investigating the other provinces. There's been not a substantive response to the 2012 and 2014 allegations, which seem to suggest that this was a systemic issue.
That institution, Daniel, also for a long time has always complained about the issues of underfunding and being understaffed. Is that possibly also something that could have contributed to what they alleged to have been doing here?
That's correct. Anyone who has the time to read my expose will note that very much of it is dedicated to unpacking the woes within Ipid and the very difficult job that they have investigating the police, and with the very limited capacity and resources that they have. So we've got two things happening here. We've got a massive caseload and a performance target, which is based on quantity over quality, and we have underfunding and understaffing happening. And our findings is that the merger of these two struggles and challenges within the Ipid is likely what underpins the need to inflate performance statistics, or the incentive at least to do that. It's a conclusion that was supported by Johan Berger at the ISS in his analysis yesterday.
Yeah, and we know now that they have been summoned to Parliament, and they're going to have to answer to some of what your article contained. Do we know what the impact of this, Daniel, is going to be, particularly on the public trust element?
Well, let me also say that Ipid is scheduled to be in Parliament already before any of this came out. They're presenting their 2018-19 annual report. It will be a first opportunity for them to account on these allegations, but there's also a call for a special sitting. As far as public trust is concerned, I believe that there has been a breach of public trust, but I also believe it's not one that can't be rectified. Ipid is an incredibly important institution in holding the police accountable. South Africans, the statistics speak for themselves, have really experienced a lot of brutality, violent crimes at the hands of the police in recent years. And I think it's crucial that Ipid's trust is, or that trust in Ipid is restored, that Ipid is better resourced, and that there's better oversight from Parliament and also the police ministry within which Ipid currently falls, to ensure that the statistics are true and proper reflection of their workload.
Daniel Kunotse, thank you very much for your time. He is a journalist at Viewfinder, which is part of the Daily Maverick. And just to note that the Ipid's Sontaga Seisa will respond to that expose at 7 o'clock. That's in the next hour here on ENCA. Let's remind